I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and in this lesson, I want to talk about something that I feel is very important. Because I think a lot of times, if we don't position ourselves to be the ones in charge of whatever information we're absorbing, we can start to lose our identity. And what I mean by this is because, whether on social media or other places, through our social circles and so forth, we get a lot of advice, oftentimes unsolicited. I mean, granted, if you go on social media and you're following those accounts, in a way, it feels like it is solicited because you're following those accounts. But nonetheless, it's not like you necessarily asked anyone to post that thing. And if you see it, it's like, oh, they're saying I should be doing X, Y, and Z. When that might not be the case. You're in essence letting other people define your identity. And I think it's important to know that you have to be the one directly in charge. Let me read you a quote by Dan Millman, author of The Way of the Peaceful Warrior and other books. Everyone tells you what's good for you. They don't want you to find out your own answers. They want you to believe theirs. And I think that's the important part. Now, I'm not saying don't ever listen to anyone else around you or, the people that are close to you and mentors and so forth, or ever read a book. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you do get to decide what you listen to, right? So, my definition in life is if something's beneficial to me, I don't care who it comes from. It could come from aliens for all I care. If the advice is good and it's beneficial to my life, then I will take it. Now, that's not the same as living in my own bubble and not kind of pushing myself to expand my knowledge and understanding of the greater world, whether it be racism or anti-Semitism and so forth. That's not what I'm talking about. But I do get to dictate kind of at least how I kind of learn about it and things like that. And, ultimately it is up for me to decide, what I think is correct and what I think is incorrect. We now more than ever, we really have to kind of exercise that because in an odd way, to me, it doesn't matter left, right, whatever sort of identification of a, categorical system we want to go down. Everyone says, oh, you're not, you're just believing this side and you're just a sheep. And it's like, well, the opposite of that thinking is the thinking that you think. And just because I don't think what you think I'm a sheep. And that's not true, And so step number one, make sure that you put yourself in control of how you consume information. And two, be open-minded about the information that you consume. Be direct. I make very specific points to try to read things that don't, I feel, immediately identify with my thinking, but I try to challenge myself. And, in so doing, it can sometimes just help strengthen my arguments, but sometimes there's good takeaway as well. And so go into it open-minded. I really try to, even with opposing arguments, I go in with, let me learn something here. And then take what's actually beneficial and kind of go from there. And that is, in my opinion, how you become a free thinker. Now, the irony of ironies is you could be listening to this and you say, F this is bullshit. That's fine. I think this whole self-help and guru culture just tries to force feed these things on us and say here's how you live a happy life. But it's again, the irony of all the self-help stuff. You define what is a happy life for you. It always starts with you, and so never let anyone else define your world for you. You define it. You believe what you want to believe and kind of go from there. And that's the lesson that I have for you today. Remember, the quote is, everyone tells you what's good for you. They don't want you to find out your own answers. They want you to believe theirs. And, I think now, in today's day and age, that is more important than ever to really stop and consider and kind of act upon. Or not. You decide, right? Anyway, I hope this has been beneficial to you. If you have any thoughts of your own or questions, by all means, write them down in the comment section or hit me up on social media at Phil Svitek if that is easier. Feel free to share this with anyone in your life who you think it may benefit. And if you like what I'm talking about, by all means, subscribe if you haven't already done so. I certainly would appreciate it. That way you get all the various lessons that I post right when I post them. So thank you for taking the time, and I'll see you next time.